Okay, so I decided to record live on YouTube, and the storms that's been going on lately, it's been like so much strange activities. Like they've been saying the storms are like shifting itself in a way. Like I've been watching the storms, like the activity of it, and when modeling it, like in a way, like just modeling itself. Like I'm like watching the radar and seeing what it's doing in the radar itself, like what direction it's going. Like for example, like when me and my wife said get some of the cameras. Like I forgot to get the 360 to bring in, because I bought the 360. 360 would be definitely awesome to try out to see what's going on. But I didn't bring the 360 with me, sadly, but still, the example what I'm talking about is like with the storms itself is when we was out in Greene County, for example, we saw like rain coming, but it didn't show like any strong activity. But the thing was, like, I saw parts of the clouds from from the west side that it was like a little bit darker. I'm like trying to go, okay, maybe possible like even missiles popping out somewhere. And well, there's a thing about that. It's I'm trying to figure the word to it. Like it was like building up in a way, but like you didn't really see where the missiles at, but you can tell by the way the clouds were, looked like it was gonna create one, or looked like there's one hiding out behind the trees of the town somewhere. Like, cause usually it ends up happening that way. But when we get ready to drive out of town, and there we have it, like a little part of the cloud. I don't know if it was my wife or me noticed this first. Like I was pointing it to my wife, like, I think I see a mess over there, and then we just kept an eye on it. Like I even like drove out of town a bit to keep an eye on the mess and stuff. It actually was building up. Like there was like showed one little line of it, like one little line, then there was another few parts of the lining of the meso itself from like different parts of it. Like it's all broken up. Like it was getting ready to do something, or it was either gonna die away. But instead, it was actually building up, and the wind was actually starting to pick up because. Normally, by type with mesocyclones, you have to figure out the unusual of the clouds, like with the wind and how fast they're going. Because usually the clouds can go really fast itself, like the funnel itself, and all the meso itself. I mean, there's different types of mesos, but usually you have to keep a good eye at what type of those clouds are, because sometimes not all mesos can create a tornadic activity. Some mesos that will. You have to watch for. But no matter what, I watch all those different types to see what they're gonna do. And this one was like really building up. Like I was just seeing the texture, not textures, the structures, I should say, the structures of the clouds, and clouds kept at it. It kept going. And then when it was getting away to rain, I told my wife, well, okay, which direction should we go to? Should we go to like the south direction or to the northeast? And she said to check the radar, so I checked the radar itself. It was heading northeast, and I said, well, maybe we should go to Highway 30, because I think that's going to be the perfect direction where we'll have to go anyways, because we're going back home, so we might just go to that direction. So we did. We drove off to like to the side, around to New Beaver. It's next to a town near Beaver. Like we were just like 10 miles later, and out of nowhere, the cloud was all big build up. Like it was. You guys should have seen it. Like if I had it on 360, it would have been awesome, because it had an awesome looking texture from like the south side of it. The south side looked incredible, and then you had another part with the whole side. Like you got the north side, it's got the structures of the cloud itself from throughout, from like right behind us. And then when we just parked out there, and there's a big parking lot area out in Highway 30, the storm kept building its way up. Like it was there was like this gap. There was like this circle gap in a way, but it was like a broken gap with the rain falling down, but you got the meso right there. And the wind was starting actually picking up even more. Like even when it got closer and closer and closer, the rain, like we seen how hard the rain looked through it from like a mile away or so. It was getting more closer. It was like, yep, we're getting ready. We're gonna get ready to drive out. So we did that again. We drove out again, and we parked about near a mile away from Ogden, and the storm was like even more built up. Like we were trying to figure out, is there gonna be any tornadic activity? Like we seen like the clouds look like they're about to lower down a bit, and so we just kept going. I mean, my wife was like, she knew the storm was going to happen, and I should have been fully prepared for getting the 360 camera, but I was going to worry about in case it's going to get stormed by some random person out there, because, you know, and some people like to steal stuff, and which is pathetic. Instead of pathetic, how some people are these days. But, that's what happened there. So, we continued it off, and, well, I know with the storms going on lately, we just kept going. One of my friends wanted to stay, and he kept an eye on it. It's like, no, it's going to hit us. I mean, if we stay right now, we won't be able to see what's going to happen. So we have to go right away and keep ahead of it. Which I did. I mean, we kept ahead of the storm as long as we can, because actually it was like going to the right speed. The storm was actually going pretty slow a bit, but it was actually still going fast though. But it was moving like between about 40 to 30 miles per hour. And I already thought you only go to like maybe 65 miles per hour on the road past Ogden. So we kept past the storm itself that was still going because it was creating the funnel. So I like parked near one of the roads that takes all the way to Madrid, and so I was watching it, and it was showing a whole big base of it. Like I had like the pictures and everything of it. Like it was very dark, like you can hardly see it, but I had enough the photos to take a picture of it before like it got so dark to see what it's gonna do. But I wasn't gonna be sure if it was gonna hit Ames or not. But it got weaker after that by the time it hit Ames, so it faded away fast. Like by the time it hit Ames or near there, it faded away fast, or maybe it moved to a different direction. I don't know. The storm itself, like, it was pretty interesting seeing how it builds up right in front of you. I mean, the 15th of June, we had a funnel cloud that was like in the west side of Ames, and I had a video on the 360 where I was just modeling, trying to see what the storm was going to do. And I was like looking around, keep an eye in case there's going to be any tornadic activity. I thought I saw like maybe a possible vortex happening behind the building, so I was like, okay, I got this on film. I want to make sure I'm going to keep an eye on this. Like I even had like somewhat in film on my extra other cameras. I actually had 3 cameras going at the same time. This camera and the other camera and the other camera was watching the vortex itself forming. But then it kept like going back up. So that's what I'm trying to do lately. Like, I'm modeling the storms and stuff, trying to see what I'm missing, like, in case there's other things going on. Like, people don't understand, like, just because I may be spotting storms in one area or chasing storms in another area, sometimes you want to keep an eye on the storms and want to model it, like, try to, like, learn what the storm is going to do. Like, trying to analyze the storm, let's just say that. Like, I'm trying to analyze it, like, I'm trying to check for like the warnings of clouds, to keep an eye on like what type of clouds it's going to be, because sometimes you want to keep it ahead yourself. Like if you got those type of clouds, like the type of texture and the color of the clouds, like you want to keep an eye on it. Like if it gets like pretty like dark on one end, you want to make sure like, okay, there's possibly going to be a mist around that area, because I can tell by that type of the cloud. Like it's going to have that type of wall, like that wall type of cloud on top, like the ceiling type of cloud before it shows like like a wall cloud showing up. Like people would call it a wall cloud. People would call it either like a squall line or a shelf cloud. Like it's more like what we did see. Like it was between like June 18th last year. Like we seen like a whole different texture of a cloud. Like it looked like the cloud itself, like it was a shelf cloud between a cloud that had like a wall like between there, but the wall thing is like more like a I don't know how to describe that. It's like kind of like a house, ceiling in a way, or like the rooftop, like looks like a rooftop cloud that's rolling in itself. Like it was pretty interesting. Like the wind was like really intense. So yeah, like we just try to model the storms itself. Like people think like, oh, why you guys are deal with this stuff? Like, isn't that stuff like pretty dangerous? And of course, the weather's pretty dangerous. But sometimes you want to take the risk, like to analyze the storm itself, because like looking at modeling the winds, modeling the where the storm is going to. Like what happened when I was being chased by that Mesa. Like I was able to say, well, I told my wife, like, looks like it's heading northeast. We're gonna have to keep going straight ahead right over Highway 30, and which we did. It was right there. It was still there. There was a couple of times it was in Highway 30, and seeing how full built up it was. Like, it was like literally building up right in front of us. Like, I was just driving and looking for a place to park because my wife was telling me to go to park a place. I was like, alright. I was planning on it anyways because I was like trying to figure out a perfect view to park to get the right angles of the storm. So like, we parked right over in an area that had like maybe trees and like the other side area, but we parked right there to like keep an eye on the storm to see what it's gonna do. So yeah, it's been pretty interesting. The weather itself, this half month has been pretty interesting with the weather. I actually say that I was beginning to think, okay, June's weather has been pretty boring since from the 4th through 14th. We actually did have a couple like I think it was the 3rd or 4th. It was 4th. The 4th we had some like unusual clouds actually begin to be a meso. Like we're just leaving out a BAM store, and then all of a sudden we got like a whole different textures of clouds right on top of us. Like it was building up a meso right there. And they actually confirmed later it was a meso, like it went to hit Nevada. So that was pretty interesting. We both like called it out, like just seeing how it was. Like my wife called it out, but I even tell by the meso itself. Like I was just starting to look at it, like trying to look at the clouds, like what the heck? Everything's like looking very bit strange. Like normally you can tell by a meso it's gonna be built up by like when the clouds are like looking very unusual and strange out there. Like not like the normal type of clouds you would usually see. Because usually the stuff you usually see when it comes to like the mesocyclones and stuff, it's always a very unusual looking, strange looking clouds with a weird looking type like to come out like a 1980s movie or so. So yeah, it's definitely pretty interesting seeing how it all comes to place. I mean, people have people like just ignore it all of a sudden. Like it's like this is why like we never usually get the warnings and stuff like as what's going on. Like you need to let people know like, okay, we got a tornadic activity about to happen. Like, and especially you gotta keep an eye on those mesos. Like they need to have like a bit of like a watch out, like a mesocyclone watch, like in a way. Like okay, this is where the activity is gonna happen at. Like they need to do that for like those of us who actually watch for the mesos out there. Like, I watched for the mesos itself. I actually pay more attention to mesos than I pay attention to anything storm activity itself. Like, even if I'm looking at the perfect clouds, like, I'm waiting for, like, a supercell to build up right in front of us. Like, yeah. So, yeah. Been pretty interesting month so far. Supposed to get some storms tonight. I'm not sure what's going to happen tomorrow. We might end up getting storms tomorrow. Who knows? They said at first we wasn't going to get no storms at all today, and then I guess tonight they were saying they were going to get some storms, but I don't see any like supercell activity because the sun's going to set in about a few hours. But yeah, I still see supercells like out there, but that's like already past here, and they didn't hit AIM, so it sucks that we didn't get like no like entertainment or clouds. People like to go nuts because like, really, you really want a funnel to show up? No, I actually don't, but the thing is, like, I actually want to, face the danger, for example. I just want to face the danger of the storm, like, just show people out there, like, look, this stuff isn't as bad as you think it is. Like, yeah, it can get pretty crazy, but you also have to be prepared for it. Do we get prepared for it? Of course, I mean, and especially if you know what the storm's going to do. I mean, if you know what the next idea of the storm's going to do, of course, have people ever noticed like the stuff I do with these storm videos? Like I put the 360 out there with the 15th, and like out of nowhere, I was not expecting part of the funnel to build up right like north of me. Actually, I honestly didn't expect that, but I did see like trying to build up in the way, and then like I look at the clouds, like I was surprised, like whoa, wait a minute, that wasn't nearly full. Like I was shocked because I only seen like one single line of the cloud just coming in, and then boom, this other line just showed up out of nowhere of the funnel itself, and then like it built it up right out of nowhere, moving towards AIM. But people say, "Oh, I heard some." They're saying there's been silent going off in AIM. It's like, well, I haven't heard any sirens. That's the thing. And the storm was like pretty bad. Like it was pretty insane. Like over 70 miles per hour wind. But the wind was like really intense. That's why I had to bring the camera that quick out of the way, because like I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen just yet. Well, I make sure my wife's doing okay. So yeah, the weather's been pretty intense, but after all, it's all worked out. So yeah, I thought I'd just make this video just to let people know what we're doing here, why we're doing, checking the videos out, storm stuff. So don't be surprised to check the next couple months and we'll get some more storm activities, because we're already at June. July we're gonna get some storms, I'm pretty sure. August, and same with September. So we still got another 3 months that keep an eye on the storms with, and until it calms down again and gets a little boring out there, and then we get all the freaking bad snowstorms and stuff. That's the part I don't really look forward with, the snow type of weather, but maybe I should keep an eye with the messers from there too. But yeah, that's all I'm probably gonna say about that. The weather's been like pretty calm right now, but we could have a storm build up at any moment now. That's the thing. It says like right around 11 p.m. we might get some activity. So yeah, but yep, that's all I'm gonna say here. But me and my wife, we just check the storms out. Sometimes we have our friend with us, or maybe my family members might come with us, along with us with this crazy adventures of what's going on and dealing with the crazy experience. Like, I even try to model the storms too. Like, I even keep an eye. Like, I check all of my past videos to make sure, like, okay, what am I missing here? Or did I see something here? Like, I seen like some storms trying to form a tornado right in front of me. Like that one video I had concentrated back in June 14th last year, there was actually a cloud being sucked up by some cloud that could turn possible as a tornado right in front of me, and that was not far from me. And then this was a big, huge, like a monster cell, like monster funnel that was right on top of us. June 14th, and June 18th. And I think it's June 6th last year, we had some big funnels. So yeah, that's why we keep an eye on these storms. Like, we just see the craziness, intenseness around there. People's wondering, why do we risk our lives doing this? Like, do we know it's pretty dangerous? Of course it's pretty dangerous. I mean, sometimes we want to take the risk. So what? We're here. We're still alive.